How you doing, YouTubers? I'm Victor Robinson II. I'm also an author of the Master Dance Collection and the newfound author of the ballads of Mayhem. Well, I'm starting out doing pretty good scout work, working at Walmart for about 14 years, and now I want to be more of an author and be more of a writer. And I'm also thinking about a story about a friend of mine, Brooke Stone, who's wonderful author of the Stalkers. The hell's that book she wrote? Sawyer, yeah. So I got music in my head for that book she wrote, and got ideas for what I want to do with her story, and we make a movie. We can make a hell of a movie together. She's the story person. I'm the idea garrison, which actually came up with a lot of music for that story. Also got my ballad of Mayhem, which is actually a continuation story of the Master Damage Collection, which is all my books are on Amazon. They're for good price too, probably about $5 each. Just look my name, Victor Robinson II. But anyway, I just wanted to do this. I got old videos on Facebook and old videos on YouTube, and I kind of wanted to show my face and tell you guys I love every one of you guys on YouTube. I love all your YouTube channels, Looper, and I probably enjoy everything. A lot of new movies coming out this year that we wish we would have watched last year. New Candyman, a new Marvel Cinematic Universe, but my massive damage collection is basically horror meets action. Here's the Paranormal Activity story about the lady being the girl, her and her husband are being targeted by a demon, right? Well, you turn that notch of the Master Damage Collection about witches, evil witches, and good witches. And the guy in the story so happens to be a mercenary, and he's got a team of like the Expendables. And they battle evil, battle vampires, superhuman monsters like Jason Voorhees, but not Jason. It's just his name is Jason, but not Jason Voorhees. And a lot of people I wanted to create a universe. Like Marvel has their Iron Mans and their Wonder Vision and all that stuff. I wanted to create a horror universe with action in it. So you guys would enjoy some good style action. I'm the 80s fan who enjoyed Rambo, Assassins, and that's not an 80s movie, but I was Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Bronson fan, and Cruising the Dirty Area movie fans. And of course, I love the horror movies like John Carpenter's The Thing, The Fog, and I enjoy all those old school horror and action. The movies that stick with you like Rawhead Rex or Life Force. And that's kind of so that envision me to write these stories. Now I can only wrote some dramas and some comedies that love stories. And everybody's on the top of my head for watching a lot of movies, watching a lot of love stories, enjoying the world at the WB back in the 90s, Dawson's Creek and all those. So I remember I loved those. And I created stories based off of that. Like my best-selling book on Amazon is The Good, Bad, and Situations, which is actually a continuation. Well, actually, it's a combination of Crude Intentions, Scream, and American Pie. And it's a continuation of all that. And I enjoy doing shows. I enjoy watching TV series like Everybody Love Raymond and stuff. So that's all consists of all the movie making I make, all the books I make. And I would love to sell them for you guys to watch them and make them into films. Because I am movie oriented. I live my life watching Netflix, binge watching. And I dream good dreams from the stuff I've watched. And I think about it and I make the movies. Hell, I even thinking about the soundtrack of these horror movies too. And I sing sometimes too. And I enjoy that. And life is out there for everybody to enjoy movies and TV shows, video games, and all this. And I believe that I have the talent I might not be an expert writer. I'm not a Stephen King. I'm not a Dean Koontz. I'm not none of them, but I'm just Victor Robinson. That's all I am. And what you see is what you get. And maybe if I can make money selling my books or make money making it into films, maybe I'll go to college and be an expert in writing. But I'm just a Walmart associate. That's what I am, meat associate. That's what I do. But I have a very good, high quality of entertainment in my brain. I want to make everybody happy. I want to make every genre out there happy. I want to make everybody out there, I want to put you guys in the spotlight. I want to show horror like it used to be made. Not no damn CGI shit. I mean, I like all movies. Those got a good storyline. I'm a Nick Cage fan. That color out of I knew that name of the movie, but it was really damn good. I enjoyed it. And I love Nick Cage. No matter what he's doing, I love every one of his movies. John Travolta, the same way. I don't care if he's doing a direct to DVD or whatever. I enjoy it. I'm just a movie fucking lover. And that's what I do. I enjoy it. Big fan of Charlize Theron. But I'm not here to talk about the people I love and the people. I don't hate anybody. I'll give you a chance. I'll watch all your movies. I'll watch foreign movies. I mean, I hate watching subtitles, but the ideal is there. And all we got to do in life is come together and make one hell of a film. And don't get me wrong, there's some remakes that can be remade. Nightmare on Elm Street, for example. Rob Zombie should have directed that one. That would have been cool. I love the Halloween one, Halloween 2. Danielle Harris did a good job. I love watching. I've been watching her since I was a kid. I grew up watching movies with her. And she's awesome. She can play a horror. I would love to see her in a drama. Give her some drama. I loved her in Last Boy Scout. And I'd love to see her do some badass role like she did in Hatchet. And she's an amazing actress. And I'm a fan of hers. I'm a fan of everybody. Tom Hanks, too. And it's just Halloween. The Nightmare on Elm Street that I got in my head would have been a remake and the NAR remix. You see, you would start off, the body can't be bigger. Of course, you got to add the sex, some tits and ass. Yeah, of course. And you probably had to add them. My idea with adding would have been Kristen Stewart would have played Alice. The girl from the first movie, the girl from Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5, she'll be the sister of Nancy, adopted sister of Nancy. And Nancy would be played by Miley Cyrus. It was about before, it would have been 2010 when we did this story. So it would have been Kristen Stewart, Miley Cyrus, probably some names at the end there. And Alice would actually have been Alice Catherine Kruger, Freddy Krueger's daughter that he lost a long time ago. And he didn't know that she was actually taken in by the Thompsons, Sheriff Thompson and his wife. And Sheriff Thompson, I would get Christopher Milian, the one who played on Law or SUV, would play her father. And adult mother, I would think about probably Elizabeth Shue from Leaving Las Vegas. And maybe Nicolas Cage played Freddy Krueger. With his good old acting and all that, he would probably been great. Or Kevin Bacon. But either way, that would have been like that. Big body count. A lot of people who were big at the time would have been in there. And at the end of the movie, it would have been, because Nancy, in that scene in that tub, Nancy would have died. And Alice would have took on the throne to kill Freddy. Yeah. That instant scene of the water. Miley Cyrus would have played that character. She got pulled in the water and she'd been tore up. And that would have been great. Would have been, well, Miley Cyrus probably would have played it. Probably Rooney Mara would have played it, who played it in the original. And booyah. Nightmare on Elm Street. That would have how I would have made it. And Friday the 13th, the remake, could have been better. Put a little spin on it. But I probably wouldn't have done anything else to it. But Freddy versus Jason would have been 3 movies. First, you do the Mrs. Voorhees movie, which is about Mrs. Voorhees, the mother of Jason. Body count be bigger. Daniel Harris can play Mrs. Voorhees. Set it in the 60s, probably the 70s, when her son was killed, drowned in the lake. But it was an accident. So happily, at that lake, there were counselors. So what happened, one of the counselors happened to be Freddy Krueger. And Freddy Krueger was already an odd kid. Everybody was afraid of him. Everybody picked on him. But when he got to that summer camp, the girl who went to Springwood with him, she happens to be really, she actually seen him in another light. Outside of Swingwood, but down there in Ohio, Crystal Lake, he looked like a different guy. So she fell in love with him. She got her heart, butterflies in her chest, thinking about him. And next thing you know, they had sex, and so happily Jason was irritating the hell out of him. The girl, his beautiful girlfriend, fell in love with Jason. Like not fell in love with him, but as a kid, she likes helping out people, special needs and everything else. So she was helping out Jason, and it was taking Freddy's me time. So he decided to drown Jason at the lake. Jason drowned the kid at the lake. And you say Jason was his first kill, which actually how that ended. Mrs. Voorhees go around trying to find who killed her son and all that. It was a big old drowning. But everybody was having sex, so she decided to kill everybody. But you wouldn't think that woman would kill everybody. So when they shut the camp down, Mrs. Voorhees went and hide. And the next thing you know, she comes back 10 years later, 20 years later, they're revenging what happened in the camp, which is actually a remake of Friday the 13th. And then actually the second movie, Elm Street, when Freddy goes over the head by killing Jason, and he started doing his killing on the Elm Street. This is what triggers him to kill more kids on Elm Street. She knows, his girlfriend knows he killed that Jason kid, drowned him at the lake. And then they say, no, she turns out to hate his guts, but she still loves him, but she still loves him and everything. But then he said he won't kill anybody else and everything else, and everything was just a fluke. And then he started killing those children on the Elm Street, and then he got caught up and got killed. What the hell? And after that, Freddy Jason comes along. But all those movies, all the Elm Streets, and the Nine Elm Streets, and all of them come to think is there's a couple who lives in Springwood now. Happens to be Jacob, who's actually the son of Alice. Lives in Springwood, Illinois, married to the girl, Stephanie. No, just Stephanie. The daughter of the couple from Jason Goes to Hell happens to be Jason's niece. They're married. Jacob happens to be an ex-mercenary who became the sheriff of this town of Springwood, which is a mayor who's actually an old mercenary buddy of his named Billy, who's actually Michael Myers' and Jamie Lloyd from Halloween, best friend Billy, was the one that was in the psychological hospital with her. He's the mercenary who's the mayor of this town, who actually knows the sheriff, Jacob, of this town. And they're working together to make this town better, because everything was all messed up and Freddy's dead. So they took over the entire town. And this mercenary Billy, he's selling drugs to the town from the cartels and all that stuff. And then, so happily, Jason is woke up from hell, goes to Springwood, and there's a bunch of kids having a party at their house on Elm Street. And so happily, they go in there and kill everybody. Jason goes kill everybody. And this girl upstairs was just getting done having sex with her boyfriend. And then he goes to sleep. Next thing you know, she has a bad dream about Freddy. Freddy wakes up. Freddy is in the girl's dream, and he kills her. And then busts the door. The boyfriend wakes up. What the hell's going on with you? Jason busts the door and kills him. Freddy and Jason is looking for Freddy. Jason walked out of hell to find Freddy because Freddy escaped hell. And Jason wants revenge for what Freddy did to him. What we don't know is the shit's like behind each other. This just happened. Hell's an eternity. So it was like just after Jason goes to hell, the way Jason feels is that he's going to get his revenge and go after Freddy. But Freddy is targeting all these teenagers, and now Freddy's in Dream World, but Jason is killing half the teenagers just to get to Freddy. He's on Freddy's trail. And he's not about Crystal Lake now. He's about revenge for what he did to him when he's a kid. The one that killed him, the one that got away. And that's my Freddy vs. Jason. I got a lot of ideas, but the action sequence of all that is, I got to go in more detail to tell you there's a lot of stuff going to happen. Jacob is trying to find out what's going on. He knows Freddy. He had dreams about Freddy when he was a kid. He knows about him. Stephanie, Jason's niece, she knows about her history with Jason Voorhees. She knows it. And then she's got a little sister that they adopted as their own daughter, because their mom killed herself and stuff like that. And they took in a daughter, and she was supposed to be at that party where all these kids got killed. So it's actually the thing. And also in that town, there's a meat factory. Jason happens to chase in one of the teenagers. They go in the meat factory, right? And next thing you know, they go to the meat factory. There's somebody in there tearing up dead bodies and chopping them up with a chainsaw. And one guy is really fucked up, messed up, brain halfway out their head. He's walking around telling this guy, you got to do better than that, little bro. And next thing, here's somebody sliding in, screaming, help me, help me. He walks up to her, and he's got his glasses on, his teeth's all fucked up. And he said, what can I do for you, little angel? And she says, somebody help me, somebody chasing me. Well, you ran to the wrong place, little girl. And then she starts running when she sees the guy with the skin on his face. And then he says, get that bitch, let her face. You get that bitch. So he goes and chases her. But, she runs, and then he sees Jason coming to the door. He said, who the fuck are you? I'm not dealing with another fucking retard. Next thing you know, Jason fucks him up. Bashes his head to the wall, has no more. And Leatherface gets the girl, put her on a hook. And next thing you know, Jason is right behind Leatherface. When Leatherface turns around and grabs a chainsaw, Jason picks up one of those large knives, big knife, machete, and then he goes at him. He's got a machete, but Jason isn't dead. He's powerful. That's why Kane Harder is Jason. Not the Jason that was in Freddy vs. Jason. Kane Harder is Jason. Knocks that fucking damn chainsaw now, grabs fucking Leatherface, put his ass on a hook, and chop his ass up with a chainsaw. Because Leatherface is just a man. But you didn't know it was Leatherface. It was like a surprise. That would have been my Freddy versus Jason versus Leatherface without you even knowing, because we're going to call it Freddy versus Jason splash this. I would have been done if I was in the movie industry. You would have had a 3-hour epic, 3-hour horror movie with all this action, sex, violence, all in the one. But can't do Freddy vs. Jason because copyright protection. So I'm not going to correct it. I'll make my own version of Freddy, my own version of Jason, my own version of Michael. We're going to make a whole new horror league. It is 2021. New fucking horror. Maybe probably inspired by the original Halloween. Inspired by Nightmare on Elm Street. Inspired by Freddy vs. Jason or Friday the 13th. We're going to create you a whole new fucking world. SX Horror Productions, which actually Brooke is which is the owner of this horror production that she is in. And I'm so happy to be the ideal guy to give her horror ideas. And because she's awesome, by the way. Brooke is awesome because she's a real horror fan. And I want to be part of this train I want to be a part of this train because this is a new year. A new year, new world. Hell, we'll make a horror movie about the coronavirus too. Turn it into a fucking zombie apocalypse. Or a serial killer during the coronavirus. He's sick with COVID-19. And so happily he was pissed that all his neighbors don't have it. So he decided to go get himself a hatchet and go to town. Go to door and killing everybody. And I think Matthew McConaughey because serial killer. Because it would be a little black comedy. I'm going to go kill these motherfuckers. They don't have COVID-19, so you know what? I'm going to cut their fucking faces off. I'm going to really go for it. Really go for that. And kill. Really go to her, taking out their faces and show them the true meaning of death. Just like that. I know you can probably bore the hell out of you people with my ideas, but this is how it's going to be. I'm going to be the guy you're going to see, and I'm not going nowhere. I don't want to be working at a fucking dead-end job for the rest of my fucking life, so I want to make you guys understand that I really, really want to change the world. I really want to make everybody know that Victor Robinson is going to be your new form of entertainment. Because you got to understand, people, some movies are good, some movies are boring. Some people die at the end of the movie. Oh, all the shit you went through and all the determination, you got fucked up, broke a leg, thrown out the fucking window, face bashed in and nothing. At the end of the movie, you thought this character was going to survive. Holy shit, he thought he was going to be the one. But that's when the reason he didn't beat that guy, he could have had somebody else coming along to kick his ass. Somebody better, worse than he was. Storyline, my storyline, if they're ever end like that, that means that somebody else is going to come on and take that fucking guy out. Like Batman and the Joker in Dark Knight. My guy is going to fuck the Joker up. My guy is going to fucking cut his balls off and shove him in his goddamn mouth. Now I got my own superhero. If you read my out of date book, Mr. Violence, he was an FBI agent in 2000. When I wrote the book, it was 2018 or 19. I wrote the book. But anyway, he was an FBI agent framed for the murder of his partner. His uncle built a time machine. He thought he could go back in the time machine and change what happened to his partner. A bunch of goons were coming to the place to take him out, him and his uncle out. No witnesses anyway. Thunderstorms were overhead. This guy gets sent back to time by accident. We're supposed to go back a couple of years before this happened. He gets sent all the way back to 32 BC, the day that Christ got killed. I was getting hung on the fucking cross at that time. He goes in there and he has a bag of weapons. People always say don't have any weapons in time machine movies, but this is a fantasy. I went all the way out. Okay, the guy has his guns, his combat knives, and all that shit, and he's back. He's an FBI agent, but he was also a soldier and all that. So he's back. He's that there. He's going to start off doing things like building taverns and shit. And he's a History Channel buff. He loves History Channel. He grew up as a kid, History Channel. So he's going to have history. He's going to have some history in the story, and he's going to be embedded in it. He's going to kill emperors, kings. He's going to fight against William Wallace. He's going to have a fight scene he's going to fucking torture Nero and all this stuff. The BCs and Roman empires and the British invasion and the Scottish invasion of Britain, Joan of Arc, Dracula, the Tudors. It's a lot of mixture of everything. As a continuation, if you like the book, I finished that chapter. I was trying to go with it, but then I got stumped. So I went ahead and released it as is. And if you love the book, Out of Date 2, no rules, then I'll continue with that Out of Date 3. And it'll be awesome. And it's a good story. But anyway, if I don't finish that story, it's gonna be Mr. Violence. He is one badass motherfucker. He's unkillable. And I would say he would be in the DC universe. the DC universe. That would it be in if it was a universe, but this is not DC. He's part of the Dark universe, which is actually my universe. Because sooner or later, he's going to be fighting monsters. He's going to fight my version of Freddy Krueger, my version of Michael Myers, my version. Just a bunch of psychos I just created. Fighting evil and demons and monsters and vampires. He's no Blade. He's different. My universe is going to be full of things that make you scared at night, and you got a badass coming out there like a John Wick. Coming in there, taking down. Just picture this. John Wick versus Freddy Krueger. Or John Wick taking on Michael Myers. No, see, one person not enough, though. Can't just take down Michael Myers. Can't just Freddy Krueger. No, forget about it. How about an army? An army of sadistic cult members who believe in what Freddy and Jason did. A bunch of slashers all together in one little army coming after you and your people that you love. That's what I'm talking about. I am talking about the new world of horror, action, suspense, drama, romance. Forget about a fucking rom-com. Rom-coms have been done so many fucking times. Best rom-com, probably How a Guy Lived in 10 Days, Wedding Planner, Monster-in-Law, Fool's Gold, Failure to Launch. You know, I love the 90s and I love the 2000s, love stories, but bring it on to the new age, bring some new shit to the story, okay? I love Sweet November. I love all of that. And The Notebook and The Lake House and Practical Magic and all of that stuff we love. I love that shit. But can we do something without the guy breaking up with a girl because he did something stupid and she ran away? And then she comes back in his arms like, I just forgive you and all this. No, fuck that shit. Okay? Change the story. Change the game. You got to change the game now. What, should you stay with him when he do something stupid? No. We're going to change all of that. Forget about him doing something stupid. Bring something in the story that's going to fuck up the whole story and see how long that relationship lasts. That's how you get it fucking done. Not being a fucking pussy and say, oh, you cheated on me. You had sex with my sister. Fuck that. Kick his fucking ass, put his fucking face on the floor, go to fucking jail, then come back and say, I'm sorry. That'll be a good fucking love story, right? That'll be a good one to say, oh yeah, that'll be a good ending, yeah. Do some real shit in a fucking story. Make people know who the fuck you are. Don't be a fucking pussy. Love stories like that. The world is full of love stories, okay? The world ain't getting any better. Coronavirus love story. But this is a story I thought of. A guy and a girl, they met. They fell in love. They decided to get married. They go around the world. They do a drive-through wedding, a drive-through honeymoon. They go to the hotel and they have sex. Bammy, bammy, bam. Hey, mix some porn in these movies too. Huh? Show a little tit, ass, all that if you want to. Change the game. 21, 21, change the way we do movies. Change the way we look. Okay, I understand that we all don't like doing nudity. Okay. We don't have to have nudity in certain movies. We don't need to have that. You know, we have PG-13, PG, and rated R. But for those porn stars who want to kind of do movies, we have an opening for you, okay? Toxic Avenger was one of my favorite horror movies, but it had a lot of content in it. And to me, I love content. I'm a content guy. I love content. If you want to make a movie rated R, you gotta give it a reason rated R. And a friend of mine said, like Brooke said, gore is beyond. I saw Scanners, okay? That movie scared. Not scared the shit out of me, but after a while, I can't watch part 1 and part 2. Okay, I'll watch part 1 today, part 2 tomorrow, because that was just too much gore. It fucked you. But you want to rush a movie that really fuck your fucking head? Tokyo Gore Police. That has so much goddamn gore in it. First 5 minutes of the movie, it's like, that is too fucking much. That is too fucking much. Turn that shit off. I'm a Walking Dead, Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead, new Dawn of the Dead, all of that. I'm a guy like that. I'm good with watching the gory like that, but you talking about watching Tokyo Gore Police, like what the fuck? That was too much gore. Okay, and then there's another movie. One of those other movies I watched. It got a thing on the ass, a yellow plant on the ass, and he got the pink blood and the pus and all that shit coming out of the guy's eyes and shit. That's not what I was saying. But yeah, I deal with Scanners. I deal with Hellraiser with the scene with the guy. The thing guy was that one scene. The guy's face was all here and there. And I was like, oh, Jesus, that's a lot of gore. But hey, I understand what you're saying. Gore is too much. But like some movies, like The Elm Street, you got to have that. Jason, Friday the 13th, you got to have that. Got to have that. Got to. I'm not a hardcore horror fan. Just letting you know. I love all movies. I'm not a hardcore horror, because I do have fucking nightmares sometimes about some of the shit I watch. And some of the shit be so fucking, like, it'd be so simple. You have a dream about some movie that wasn't even that scary, but in your sleep, it had a psychological effect on you. And you thought about it. You didn't think about it the night you watched it. For 4 or 5 days from now, you think like, shit, that movie really freaked me out. And I don't even know why. Like the Conjuring scene. There's a scene about the ghost in the cupboard. I didn't know at the time I was watching it, but I think I watched it kept my eye on the movie too much. I didn't even know that ghost was on top of the damn thing the whole time. The whole thing was going to, I didn't know that. I didn't pay attention or something. I watched it, but I didn't actually pay attention to it. Then I watched it the second time, like, what the fuck? But this is what it is, and I want to be part of this movie world revolution. I want to be part of it. I want to do more for you guys. I want to entertain the world. I want to be out of this place I'm in, and I want to do something more likely to be known for, be praised for. And believe me, I have a lot of ideas, and I want to do more for the world of entertainment. You don't want to be me. I still dove into Expendables. I still go to Rambo or Rocky or the horror movie for my friends out there. Serpent and the Rainbow, Nightbreed, and Evil Dead, and Hellraiser, even Cell of the Wella. Bet you ain't heard that movie in a long time. Or H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond, or Reanimator, or The Mangler, also a Robert Englund movie. 97.6.9 Evil, the Leslie Dion out there. Leslie Dion, who's also a friend of mine on Facebook. She's the one that played the phrase "dead" as the girl that burned her arms in the stove. Still a good ass movie. And of course, you got a lot of good old horror movies from the 90s you can't even name, but you've seen them. Warlock. I'm just saying, you could do a lot. We can do a lot of shit in this new world. Remake, you're going to remake some. Make it better, bloodier, action, put some thing in it. Put a little something in it. Night of the Demons remake was great. I love Shannon Elizabeth. I'm a fan of Everett Furlong, but Everett Furlong, man, what the hell happened to you, bro? You were the 17 magazine face kid, and now what happened? But you still can do some moves, and you're still a good actor. You just gotta find that one that makes you the best and kick some ass. All you need is one good movie to make you top one again. One good ass movie, you're on top. I'm a big fan of Lemmy Hamilton, Michael Biehn, or the original Terminator, which is actually the best. And Terminator 2 is also the best. James Cameron's awesome, John Carpenter's awesome. All these guys are awesome. Escape from LA, Escape from New York, Kurt Russell. Oh, yeah. When you talk about it, you just want to go right crazy, act like The Rock. Dwayne Johnson's one of he's big-time action guy. I love this guy. He's awesome. He doesn't bullshit either. That's the kind of guy I want to be. So, did I bore you? Did I make you want to say, fuck you, Vic? I'll do something else. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it, or hopefully I made my point across. So I'll see you later. Ciao, babe.